There was a time where I didn't think that I could dislike MAGA anymore, but now they got me on the side of the Catholic Church, so thanks for that.
Do you personally support the idea of conducting a raid or enforcement action in a church service, at a school?
Well, let me address this.
That is indeed what she asked you to do, JD, but that Yale Debate School training ain't gonna let you, is it?
So, of course, if you have a person who is convicted of a violent crime, whether they're an illegal immigrant or a non-illegal immigrant, you have to go and get that person to protect the public safety. That's not unique to immigration.
You should also go get native-born citizens that do those crimes. Dadoy!
But let me just address this particular issue, Margaret,
She's letting you, but you're still not gonna do it.
because as a practicing Catholic,
With those Gerber baby puffy cheeks of yours, how could those Catholic priests not have accepted you with open arms when you came to convert? And with open robes.
I was actually heartbroken by that statement.
So you're heartbroken when you get called out for not following the ways of Christ, but not when you're tearing families apart.
And I think that the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops needs to actually look in the mirror a little bit
Spec, I, log, you. I don't remember the verse.
and recognize that when they receive over $100 million to help resettle illegal immigrants, are they worried about humanitarian concerns, or are they actually worried about their bottom line?
This coming from the guy who's an acolyte of philosopher Curtis Yarvin / Mencius Moldbug, and is bankrolled by Sauerman himself.
We are going to enforce immigration law. We're going to protect the American people.
Yeah.
Donald Trump promised to do that. And I believe the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, if they're worried about the humanitarian costs of immigration enforcement, let them talk about the children who have been sex trafficked
Oh?
because of the wide open border of Joe
So
Biden.
Oh.
You
Let
personally
them talk
support them
about
going into
people
schools
like Laken
and
Riley
churches?
who were brutally murdered.
Whose father explicitly asked that you do not use her name as a political cudgel. Fucking moral majority, am I right?
I support us doing law enforcement against violent criminals, whether they're illegal immigrants or anybody else, in a way that keeps us safe. Let me ask this question,
But
Margaret. Let's separate the immigration issue.
This is what you need to do because the way that y'all are going about this does not have any ethical or logical legs to stand on.
If you had a violent murderer in a school, of course I want law enforcement to go and
course.
get that person out.
Of
So what's
course.
the point of the question?
The point of the question is to figure out if you're following any of these platitudes that you're espousing. Because when it comes down to brass tacks, people who are born in this country are much more likely to commit crimes, violent or otherwise, than anybody who has come into this country, illegal or not.
You changed the regulation this week. That's the point of the question.
Exactly.
Giving the authority
Yes.
to go into churches and go
Exactly.
into schools.
We empowered law enforcement to enforce
but
the
that
law
also
everywhere
has
to
a
protect
knock-on
Americans.
effect,
Okay, so all the violent criminals are going to church. Got it.
a chilling effect, arguably, to people to not send their
I-
kids to school.
I desperately hope it has a chilling
in
effect
the
on
churches,
illegal
you think
immigrants
the
coming
U.S.
into our
Conference
country.
of Catholic
We all know the quote from the Statue of Liberty's new Colossus: "Freeze out your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free."
bishops are actively hiding criminals?
JD and the rest of MAGA would never want you following in the footsteps of Anne Frank's family and Harriet Tubman because, well, they're Jewish and black.
I think the U.S.
law
Conference of Catholic Bishops has frankly not been a good partner in common sense immigration enforcement that the American people voted for.
Well, if you ask them, they voted the way they did because the price of eggs was too damn high, but I guess because of that, we need to lower and extinguish the lamp beside the golden door. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you so much. Hit the link in my bio for some awesome merch, and I'll catch you next time. Miss you. Love you. Bye.